Welcome everybody again to one of our latest educational sessions. This brief session today is going to be focused on the Secure Act 2.0, recently signed into law by President Biden. And we thought it was important to just get some information out to everyone to get our take on some of the things in the law that will definitely affect our clients and retirees in general. So with that said, I'd like to introduce Elise Murphy, who's on this video with us today. Elise Murphy, CFP, one of the advisors here at Level Financial, and she's going to walk us through some important takeaways, certainly not all inclusive of everything that's inside the bill or the law, but things that we think are important for people to know. And so without further ado, Elise, I'm going to hand it over to you, and let's get right into the material.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me. There's a lot of really interesting stuff in this bill, a lot to go over, and especially a lot of points that our retirees are really going to be interested in. Big changes to things like required minimum distributions for next year and in the future, catch-up contributions to your retirement plans, as well as some changes to QCDs or qualified charitable distributions. And then there's many changes that are going to affect people who are currently saving for retirement, but are still a couple years out from retirement. Big changes in auto enrollment, emergency savings, student loan debt, 529 plans, and part-time workers' access to retirement accounts. So let's just jump right in. Changes to RMDs. So currently, individuals must take their required minimum distribution, or RMDs, at age 72. Now, as everyone knows, the required minimum distributions are the amount that your financial advisor calculates for you based on IRS tables and tells you how much you need to take out of your tax-deferred accounts. And previously, there used to be your required minimum distribution started at age 70 and a half, and now it's 72. And now we see, again, with this new law, another pushback that required minimum distributions will start at age 73. And that is effective starting January 1st of 2023. If you just turned 72 in 2022, you still need to take your RMDs or required minimum distributions as scheduled. So big push to start pushing those back. And in 2033, we're even going to see a bigger extension when required minimum distributions will not be required until age 75. Furthermore, Roth accounts are going to be exempt from RMDs if they were in an employer retirement plan like 401k. Previously, if you left your retirement plan in a 401k and you had Roth contributions to that plan, you were still forced to take that RMD, and now that's a big change because they're recognizing the nature of Roth IRAs and the fact that they don't have an RMD. So this is great news for our retirees because you're going to be able to delay taking your required minimum distribution if you haven't already started. And this means too, for our clients, very important, this will widen the window for Roth conversion opportunities for our clients. So when we're taking a look at the client's taxable income, where we think they're going to fall this year, projecting their tax rates into the future and what bracket we think they might be into the future, we take a look at all of this, and this means the runway to look at Roth conversions is going to be a little longer than it is right now. Changes to required minimum distribution penalties. Currently, there's a 50% penalty for failing to take an RMD. That's a pretty hefty penalty, one of the biggest penalties we see. And in this new law, they decided to change that. The act will decrease this penalty to 25% of the RMD not taken. That's great news because for any of those people who are adjusting to taking their first RMD, they're not going to be hit nearly as hard with a penalty if they fail to take their RMDs when they need to. And furthermore, it will reduce the penalty down to 10% for IRA owners if the RMD is corrected and taken in a timely manner, and they submit, documentation and tax returns supporting that. So that's really great news for anybody who's adjusting to their RMD and accidentally misses their first one, or for some reason misses any more RMDs. It really reduces the penalty, which is great news for our retirees, because that was a pretty hefty penalty as it currently stands, and it used to stand, but it will go down substantially. Higher catch-up contributions. So a lot of our retirees over the age of 50 really enjoy taking advantage of all those catch-up contributions to get last-minute money into their retirement plans while they're still able to really build up that nest egg right before they retire. In 2023, the catch-up contribution was $7,500, and starting in January of 2025, individuals ages 60 to 63 are gonna be able to make catch-up contributions of $10,000 annually to a workplace retirement plan. And even better, that $10,000 is gonna increase with inflation. So big news for anybody who's doing their catch-up contributions to really increase that nest egg right before you retire. One change that's made, however, is if you make more than $145,000 in the prior calendar year, and you're over the age of 50, so you can make these catch-up contributions, you are going to be required to make these catch-up contributions to the Roth portion, the after-tax portion of your retirement account. So, that can be very interesting in terms of what is better for you to do pre-tax contributions or Roth. That's a great conversation to have with our advisors here, including myself at Level Financial Advisors, to strategize and determine what is the best way you should be saving, pre-retirement contributions or after-tax Roth contributions. This is giving us a little bit less flexibility because you might have to only make those catch-up contributions via a Roth if you make over $145,000. And also currently for the IRAs, they have a catch-up contribution of $1,000. Starting in 2024, this limit is going to be indexed for inflation, meaning it's going to increase every year. And as we know in recent memory, inflation has been quite significant. So we're very excited to hear that catch-up contributions in IRAs specifically are going to now keep up with inflation. Changes to QCDs. A lot of our clients take advantage of QCDs, which stand for Qualified Charitable Distributions, as a way to give to charity directly out of their IRAs. Beginning in 2023, most people ages 70 and a half and older are allowed to do the QCD. Now, they were able to do that before, but under this new legislation, you are seeing an expansion of the type of charity that can receive a QCD. So now you can give your QCD to a charitable remainder unit trust, charitable remainder annuity trust, or charitable gift annuity. So that is a big expansion of what types of vehicles are allowed to qualify for the QCD. Previously, it was really just the charity themselves, and those other types of unit trusts and trusts were not available. And now that's a great expansion, a lot more options for our clients to give to charity. And as always, when you do the qualified charitable distributions, they do directly have to come from your IRA. And the advisors here at Level Financial help work with you to make sure that that is done correctly and follows all the rules, so your qualified charitable distribution gets counted correctly. Many changes for people who are years away from retirement, automatic enrollment was always around, but a little bit of a change in that new 401ks and 403b plans must auto-enroll eligible employees starting at a rate of at least 3%. This automatically gets savers saving and in there, and they don't have to think about it or intentionally do it. It really helps increase savings rates to employer plans. So that will be a great change for savers. Emergency savings. So now you're going to be able to add towards emergency savings in a Roth account. And what you're going to be able to do is add $2,500 a year for the first 4 years. It's going to work just like a Roth. It's going to be tax and penalty free. So we know that emergency savings, we struggle with that. A lot of the country does not have enough in emergency savings. And that's what they're trying to address in this new law, is making another place where hopefully everybody can set aside some more funds to be able to be used for emergencies. And so they're going to allow you to do $2,500 annually to that. Student loan debt. This definitely impacts a lot of borrowers out there. Sometimes, depending on what their payment is, they're not even able to save for retirement because they're on very tight budgets. With this new provision, employers are going to be able to recognize that their employees are making payments to student loans and use those payments to student loans to be allowed to have them be allowed to make matching payments to their retirement account while they're still paying off their loans. So this helps savers because you're not going to have to sacrifice saving for your retirement to pay off your loans. This is going to give some flexibility for employers to be able to help those straddled with a lot of student loan debt to at least get some retirement contributions. 529 plans. This is very exciting for those out there who have children that have not gone through college yet, and they have money they're accumulating in 529 plans. Right now, of course, you have to use your 529 plan for eligible education expenses, or else you're going to get some penalties. But now this provides another option. If you get your kids through college and there's still some money left over in their 529 plans, you're going to be able to roll some money over to their Roth IRAs. And that's going to have a cap on it of about $35,000. So very exciting, a new way you can use those funds in those 529 plans if there's anything left after college. Another big part of this legislation is access for retirement plans for part-time workers. This expands their access by decreasing the number of years they have to work from 3 years down to 2 years. Now, there's a lot more in this bill, a lot more detail. So we want to provide some resources where you can go and get more information and read more in depth on this. So here are the resources provided for you. And as always, we're going to keep updating our clients as we get more information. A lot of times with these big bills, we also have to wait for the IRS and other government agencies to provide a little bit more guidance on how the laws are interpreted and tracking and those types of housekeeping items. So stay tuned, and we're going to continue to update you as this law works its way through.
All right. Well, great. Elise, thanks so much for that quick update. I'm sure lots more to come. We want to invite the viewers of this video, if they have questions, you can email us at invest@levelfa.com. And we'd be happy to reply. You can also visit our website and reach us there with a contact form, or you can call your advisor. Of course, if you're a client, call us anytime. So until next time, that's Elise Murphy, and I'm Mike Hebron, the Chief Operating Officer for Level Financial Advisors. Everybody have a great day. Thanks.